Stock up on the canned goods and find yourself a bomb shelter. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 city destruction scenes in movies.
Stay off upper floors and evacuate the streets in the areas under attack. Get to an underground shelter if possible. Do not drive in your vehicles when King Ghidorah is in your area.
For this list, we've chosen the most epic, most explosive, and most destructive scenes in film that have reduced our favorite cities, both real and fictional, to rubble.
Surprise, cockbags!
Also, you can expect some spoilers ahead, so spoiler alert.
Oh, shit! You okay? No, I'm not okay! Your house, Franco!
Krypton can live again. On Earth.
Number 10. Metropolis, Man of Steel. The latest stream of Hollywood blockbusters are basically just vehicles for third-act destruction frenzies, and this is no exception. The Big Blue Boy Scout faces a faction of evildoers from his native Krypton who are out to conquer Earth.
But what happens to us?
Based on these readings, there won't be an us.
The best way to do this seems to be by leveling every inch of habitable city and restarting from scratch, with help from some fancy alien machine. Sure, that machine would have destroyed everything in its path, but Soup's skyscraper-destroying duel against Zod beat it to the punch. Number 9. The Las Vegas Strip, Mars Attacks.
Mr. President, they have our planet surrounded with thousands of warships.
Do we know they're warships?
Aliens are at it again in this B-movie style flick.
It is an awesome sight. The giant spacecraft.
What do they want? To exterminate all humans, of course. They attempt this by systematically destroying every famous landmark in spectacular fashion. One such casualty is the Las Vegas Strip. The destruction here is both impressive and purposely schlocky in an effort to emulate alien invasion movies from the 50s and 60s.
When alien life entered our world, it was from deep beneath the Pacific Ocean.
Number 8. Hong Kong, Pacific Rim.
A portal between dimensions. The breach.
In a shocking twist, aliens are now coming from underneath our oceans, as opposed to from the blackness beyond. The baddies aren't the brainy type, and instead content themselves with destroying all of civilization by basically stepping on it. The Hong Kong battle concludes exactly how you'd expect a fight between giant monsters and giant robots to end. Not too well for Hong Kong.
Wait, here we go.
Everyone quiet down, here we go, all right?
Number 7. New York, Cloverfield.
After word of a possible earthquake in Lower Manhattan.
The found footage format is considered by a lot of filmmakers to be an easy workaround, but it is nonetheless effective in this film about a giant monster coming from the ocean depths to wreak havoc on New York. The scenes are that much more intense and dramatic because the footage is shaky and real.
Go, 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 go!
New York takes quite a beating, and not for the first time, the Statue of Liberty becomes collateral damage. Number 6. San Francisco, Star Trek Into Darkness.
That was close.
Even in a utopian future, Earth's major cities still aren't safe from outer space incursions.
Set destination! Starfleet headquarters!
This time, the crew of the Enterprise and a familiar foe they picked up on their travels accidentally crash an enormous warship into the heart of San Francisco. Collateral damage ensues, but the crew only has eyes for Khan, which leads to even more destruction. Number 5. Tokyo, Godzilla. This big green baddie is an early adopter in the area of citywide carnage. Almost exclusively attacking Tokyo, the king of monsters has a penchant for spewing jets of radiation and knocking down skyscrapers with a single swipe. The effects are low budget, but remain nonetheless charming and iconic to this day.
There was a remote possibility that the comet was on a path that could bring it into direct contact with the Earth.
Number 4. All cities, deep impact.
The comet we discovered is the size of New York City, from the north side of Central Park to the Battery.
Never to be outdone by ocean-dwelling monsters or colonizing alien overlords, the universe's own drifting mountains of space garbage also take their toll on planet Earth. The worldwide chaos in Deep Impact is effective and frightening because there isn't any alien consciousness behind it. It's just complete happenstance that a comet enters our orbit and leads to the destruction of our cities. Also, expect another guest appearance by Lady Liberty.
A wall of water coming towards New York City. Everybody!
Number 3. New York, the day after tomorrow. When it was popular to blame climate change for our eventual destruction, this movie was right there at the forefront. Shifting weather patterns are responsible for a whole bucketful of city-leveling cataclysms.
These tornadoes are forming so fast. What? Oh my God. Lisa, are you getting this on camera that this tornado just came and erased the Hollywood sign?
New York is impressively flooded by a monumental tsunami, which washes away everything in its path. And no city destruction scene is complete without, well, you guessed it. Number 2. Los Angeles, 2012.
My hats!
What is it with nature trying to one-up itself? In this scene, all of LA is cracked and shaken by a monstrous earthquake that is literally swallowing most of the city. Fortunately, with a little skill and a ridiculous amount of luck, John Cusack and his limo are able to avoid most of the destruction. Before we unleash our top pick on an unsuspecting population, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Washington, D.C., Independence Day. Aliens again? Who'd have thought? But this time, they're out to send a little message. The White House, along with most of Washington, D.C., is taken out with the liberal use of Dr. Evil-style lasers. Fire floods impressively through the streets as people scramble away in terror. Luckily, the American spirit is just too strong to beat.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite city destruction scene?
I'm back!
For more epic top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.